Hey everyone, welcome in week 6 of Rowdy's Review, recapping Atlanta Motor Speedway, March 15th, March 21st, the weekend. Pretty solid weekend. Ran trucks, ran Bristol dirt, and ran the cup race. So let's have Gavin start with the cup summary today.
The cup summary. Okay. Yeah, so today was we're gonna say progress. Brought a really good Eminem's Messages Camry to the racetrack, and just I mean, we're just gonna start here. So brought a really good piece to the track. Ran up front, didn't start in the front, but we got up there quick, and that's how I knew we had something to compete with this time around. So we actually it always helps when you bring a good piece to the car to the track, because you're bringing stuff like that. It's just going to be a like a 2020 part 2, where we're running mid pack and just not being able to get up there. So I think I don't know, Nick might have a confirmation for us, because I don't really have I don't really know what was brought to the track this weekend, but it ran like it was a new race car. I mean, that thing was fast. And I'm happy to say, that we were able to come back after the speeding penalty, of course, which hurt us for a shot to win. But I felt like we had a first or second place car out there today easily, until that penalty. And it's when you get penalties like that, just kind of makes it a lot harder, especially when his penalty came in the race too. They see you can have a speeding penalty your first or second stop and be able to come back no problem. And his was, I don't know, was it the stop before the last, or
The right when stage 2 ended that caution.
so that is still kind of a rough time of the race to have a penalty. But I'll take it though. I mean, I would have liked to see what would have happened if the penalty weren't a thing, to see how good the car was. But clearly the car was good. It came back, and it was up there running up front. Got second in stage 1, so I could tell the car was good. We started 19th, and when we start like that, I have that mindset going in like, oh, I'm not so excited, because this is where we're going to be all day long. But no, I'm proud of the effort today by the team. We're getting there. We're getting better each week, it seems like, slowly but surely. Hope for the results to change a little bit more. Can't wait to be in victory lane, but I'm just happy we were able to visit victory lane once this weekend. Fortunate enough for that. So 18 team strong, not going to give up. Can't wait to see what Bristol Dirt has in store, as we I'm not trying to stink up the show here, but speaking of dirt, he ran a late model over the weekend too, which is, a lot of people were haha in the situation just because of where he was running on the racetrack. But people don't realize that he's not a late model driver. He's not a dirt guy in general, but just it's something cool he did just to get used to the upcoming dirt race and stuff. And just all that travel too, going from Atlanta to Bristol in a matter of like 2 days there, going back and forth. But late model race was pretty good too. I'm glad to see his car owner actually won, Jonathan Davenport, which I know personally, was able to get to victory lane. So that was cool. Congratulations to Jonathan. And it was just something cool to see Kyle do something different, just to get ready for an upcoming race. So I'm not going to stink up the show. I'm going to let Nick talk a little bit. But yeah, that's my recap. And Rowdy won the truck race. Don't really have much to recap on that, but the truck was fast, as it always is, and put on a dominant performance and just schooled him. So that was great.
Yeah, pretty good weekend. Start with the cup race. That's usually the big talking point. Started back in like 19th, and right off the bat, he was gaining spots. Felt good about the car, and I just thought he'd like die, start dying off and start stalling when he got to like the top 10, but he just kept going up. And like Gavin said, it's really crucial when you bring a car that fast off the truck. Like you go from taking big swings at it to just fine tuning it, and each adjustment. First one went positive. The second one was kind of went down negative. So then he reverted back to the last one and was making way. Speeding penalty. I mean, out of all the chances to get speeding penalties, that'd probably be the best time because he got the most stage points he could out of a situation and still rebounded for a top 5, which is the way his season's gone. That's pretty good for us. 6 races in, three bad, 3 good, and just got to keep raising that number of good races. But yeah, I don't know if it has any correlation with each other, but some of the races last year that he finished good at in 2020, I know Adam's got his own notebook for his own benefit, but the races that he was good at last year without practice, he was pretty strong this year. Like Las Vegas in the fall, he was running up in like second spot before him and Logano made contact in the playoffs, and he ended up finishing third in the up 20 this year. And then Atlanta, he got second last year behind Harvick, and this year he just came out with the rocket. So all day I was looking to see what he could do to challenge Larson, and after stage 2, I felt like that would have been his best chance. I'm gonna restart like third or something, but that speeding penalty cost him. And then especially at the end with Larson dropping off, I guess he used up his tires too much, and then Blaney caught him. I feel like Kyle would have been in that mix. I just don't know if he would have been behind or in front of Blaney, but definitely in front of Bowman and Hamlin. Those two were pretty far back, like 7 or 8 seconds. Yeah, but that dirt race, I didn't watch it. I didn't get many reviews about it, but I heard that the first night, Friday night, he was like in the back of the pack, which was, like Gavin said, typical for someone who never races dirt. And then on Saturday, he was in the, I think, LCQ or B main. I don't know.
He actually ran the LCQ both days and made the show both times. So I think the first LCQ he won with that Friday, and then Saturday he got second, but
Yeah.
still made the show.
Yeah, that I think it was the B. I don't know how the dirt works at all, but I don't know if
The B main.
the B main transfers you to the A main. Is that how it works?
Yeah, there's like a certain amount of spots that transfer to the A main. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly, but yeah, not everybody in the B main obviously makes it. But yeah, it's just like a qualifying race to get into the heat race to get into the big show. But
Yeah, I heard in the B main he went from like last to second, which is pretty impressive. And then I think he finished like 13th in the A main, but just learning what he can. Those cars, I mean, they're not sprint cars, so they're not light as a feather, but they are heavy, but not as heavy as the Cup car, which I don't think anyone will know. Even the guys running trucks are completely different than Cup. No one's done it in over 50 years. So now that Atlanta's over, it's like, yay, it's Bristol week. And then you go, oh crap, it's the dirt race.
yeah,
If it was asphalt, I'd be pumped. I'd go into the weekend expecting nothing less than a win, but who knows?
and the only thing is with me in the Bristol dirt is, yeah, Kyle's got seat time, but there's also a couple other guys that did, like Elliott and Larson.
Yeah.
We already knew he was going to be fast there anyway. He ran like finished second both nights, I think. But you got to think about it this way too: is I'm really not changing my mind on the excitement level, just because
Yeah.
it's gonna drive like those things are going to drive completely different than the late models did. I mean, those cars aren't built for dirt, so it's just going to be handling's going to be a lot worse. Speeds are going to be a lot different, and it's just, yeah. I mean, me personally, I'm not as excited as I would be for the asphalt race. I mean, it's always exciting to see something new, but at the same time, it's like you just have that mindset of it's going to be hard to succeed on these kind of tracks because, yeah, I mean, nobody's ever done this, so we're going to see. I mean, I already call it now. I already call it that a dirt guy is going to win, like either a Larson or a Bell or one of those dirt guys is going to win it. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I just thought about it. Usually I'm off Sunday, Monday. Next week I'm off Sunday, work Monday, and I'm off Tuesday. So it better not rain. I think it's in the forecast right now, but we got a week to clear it away. That'd
I'm
really
off
piss me off.
when I'm off Wednesday and Thursday this week.
All right, then I guess we're both. You don't know about next week yet, but we might be in the same boat, missing the cup race if it's on Monday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, given how his vert Kyle, whether he's fast or not, his luck's a different conversation. And given how his luck is, and the Bristol Dirt being about 80% luck, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to miss it. Every track you think like, oh, he has a 50% chance to win, 40%. You go to Michigan, fucking 10%. Bristol Dirt, I got like 5% chance he can win. So not really going in there expecting much. The truck, it was supposed to rain on Saturday and it cleared up. It's right now it's partly cloudy for Saturday. So there's nothing that says it can't go away on Sunday because I guess Bristol's in the mountains, so it's a bunch of scattered showers. You just got to get lucky. Part of me thinks it will, but that's what we wait and see. At least if whatever happens in NASCAR, I'll be able to watch F1.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's get that truck race. Pretty good. It's kind of what I envisioned Vegas to be like. I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like that truck race gave him confidence, and then him driving his butt off in the dirt race. He just looked like a different driver today. Like he's confident, happy to be there. And he didn't get it done this week, but I hope that sparks some joy into racing again.
Well, I know he was excited to run the dirt too this weekend. He looked like a happy camper down there, no matter how good or bad he. I mean, he's just excited to have the opportunity because he likes to do new things, and but I felt like that was part of it too. I felt like he was just had that mindset of like a race full weekend, and instead of flying from North Carolina down to the race they're at like the morning of, you're going in there with not as much hype as you normally would. Like if you're, because I mean this is like his first I would still call it triple duty in a way, like a weekend. I mean he's doing nothing but racing Friday through Sunday, so I feel like that kind of helped too, because when he's in a cup race, I mean, he's at home with the family, and then he flies from home to the track like the day of race day because it's with this COVID. But I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, the truck race though. I mean, that's exactly how you said. I mean, I feel the same way. I have Vegas like was looking at Vegas like the same way, and I mean, and with the way the trucks are now, maybe a different story. I mean, I don't know what they did like the past couple of years or whatever year they made a change to them. But you put Kyle Busch in the truck, like in anywhere from like because when he started trucks, he was winning races right off the bat. But you put him in a truck like years ago, like up until like 15, 16. Well, and I'm gonna go ahead and say 17. 17, when I was talking about that change, they did something to the trucks that make them like a lot closer than they used to be.
The Elmore engines, I think it was.
Yeah, so it was the year that he started having Cessna as the primary sponsor. But back when he drove that Billy Blue truck, I mean, it was before the Kyle Busch Motorsports days. He drove for Billy Blue and
Mizuki.
Yeah, and even with KBM starting, I mean, there was like several years where Kyle Busch is entered in a truck race, and that means nobody's going to have a chance to win at that point. But now, I mean, going to the truck weekend, I mean, I still expect him to dominate because he's the best there is in the lower series. But I mean, like I said, Vegas was just a stupid deal where you have something like that go wrong, and then. But here lately, even the KBM kids are able to stay up there with him like over the past couple of years, and you'd ever see that. You'd see Kyle just immediately take off with that 4-second lead or whatever. I feel like John Hunter's been doing a good job staying with him. And, but yeah, I mean that's exactly how I planned Vegas to go to, just be up there all night, up front, leading laps, and he was up until the tire deal. But
yeah, he had a better long run truck. Like Nemechek could pull away, but he had him on the long run. But
in Atlanta, everything just went so smooth this time too. And for some reason all weekend, I hate having that mindset, but every time we were going, like when we went into Saturday race day, I'm just having that mindset of look at what happened in 27, was it? I think no, it was 2018 when he drove the 4 truck when the wheel
yeah,
fell off. And then last year when he hit the wall and was just driving like a moron after that.
got
So,
a couple speeding penalties.
got a couple speeding penalties in there. And then like when he hit the wall, he just started driving like his head was cut off or something. So
Yeah, I don't know why he has to push everything on the yellow flag on the caution pit stops. Like he sped today. What's giving up one spot versus the risk of speeding up pit road? Like I get if it's under green flag, got to maximize everything, but caution, it's like, come on, dude, you giving up 20 spots or one spot? Like,
yeah.
I didn't really catch when B Shore said 18 too fast. I just heard them like reading pit speeds and like, oh, what does that mean? And then I saw on Twitter speeding penalty and uh, I don't know. Last week was the pit crew's fault. This week was the driver's fault, but made up for it with this shitty package. Still drove up through the field and got up to fifth.
Pretty clean weekend though for our driver.
What we needed. Pretty much kind of a bummer for Chandler Smith. He had a problem just from the get-go. Like thought he had a loose wheel or a vibration and pitted and everything. All the tires were up. And then after that, the truck was just giving him problems. He had to pit with the hood up and stuff. But I mean, I hope he doesn't get the bad rep that other KBM drivers had, because most of this has not been his fault. Like the Daytona Road Course, he was in the top 5 all day, got spun, still finished 12th there. Vegas, he just lost it, which is, yeah, you could blame him on that. But Atlanta truck was just something was up with the truck.
Now we're gonna shift gears a little bit here. We're gonna have a Nick face palm moment. We're gonna talk about Nick's favorite Xfinity driver here for a minute, because he had a lot of the high lines this weekend too. But
Yeah.
I feel like Nick's Xfinity guys getting into a lot of trouble.
Last
here.
year too.
Like last year, then early start this year too. So I was actually gonna ask you, because I didn't get to see any of the races this weekend, and my only shot of watching a race this weekend would have been the Bristol Dirt, the late model race on Friday night. But I'm like, I'm not paying $30 to watch a 30 lap season. I'm just not. So, and I called it too, because what they did is, I don't know if you've seen it yet on YouTube, but they actually put the races on YouTube for you to watch now. So they're on there if you wanted.
I might do that.
But anyway, we're gonna get back to this thing. So I didn't get to see any of the racing this weekend, but sure enough, yesterday when I got off work, I opened up Twitter and it was all Gregson and Hemrick. So
our two favorites
in Xfinity. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you what happened though, like to lead up to it. Like, was there any like on track between them to just get angry, or was there just like that incident on pit road? Because I haven't really understood any of it, because I feel like Gregson's just a hothead in general. If something small were to go wrong, he just, and this is just my opinion, I feel like he just does something over his head. I mean, it could have been something like super small that happened, and he goes over his head a little bit too far on it, and then it just triggers a fight at the end. So I don't know, like, was it just him backing into his nose, or did something happen? Like, was he pissed off at him and then just backed into him?
All right, so the story is, well, first of all, Moffitt KO'd Brandon Jones at the end of stage 1, and Grayson got involved. His whole left side was smashed up, and he still drove the wheels off that to finish 4th. I actually saw a picture on Instagram that the tire over the final run, like the right front, this thing was corded to shit. But between him and Hemrick, it was just that pit deal. Hemrick and Herbst were kind of playing games out of turn 4. Like, who was it? I think Herbst pushed Hemrick into 3 and got him off the bottom. And then Hemrick kind of dove down and clipped Herbst right rear and kind of screwed them both. And then on pit road, I'm pretty sure some lapper pulled in his pit stall too far. So then Hemrick had to go around him. Hemrick overshot his box and was like halfway into Gregson, so he had to back up. And that made Hemrick right at the end of his stall. So then Gregson had to overshoot the same beat, or Gregson had to like pull in, and he was like halfway out of his box. So we would have got a penalty. And I thought, I still don't know if that was intentional hitting him. I saw the video that Gregson posted about like from the top of the pit box, and it looks like he was doing what he had to do to get in the box, and hitting him was by accident. But then Gregson flipped him off while they were stopped on pit road, which kind of leads me to believe that it was on purpose. No one knows that except for Gregson. Nothing, I mean, thankfully nothing bad happened to the crew, but yeah, it was just that pit deal. They both lost spots. They both were in the back, and nothing between Gregson and nothing between Gregson and Hemrick on the track, but Gregson bumped Cindric out of the way like Herbst did to Hemrick. And then at the end of the race, I guess Hemrick was mad that he hit him on pit road, kind of like the Kenseth and Keselowski deal when Kenseth had his belts off and Keselowski slammed him after the race at Charlotte. Just like a lack of respect deal.
So that's kind of what it's all about then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would understand that too. I mean, even I do know why Hemrick was mad though, in a way, because think about it this way. I mean, when stuff like that happens, like the dude's just sitting there on pit road, the team's servicing the car, and he's looking out his window, obviously, with his hands on the wheel. Next thing you know, this car's backs into you, and you're not going to think, like, first thing you're thinking of is you've already got enough emotion in mind, like all these thoughts on your head in a race car. I'm sure the first thing he thought was, what the fuck was that about? You know what I mean? It's like he didn't know. I mean, nobody knows except everybody at the track, because we weren't there. But it's like see it on TV, and then it's like I don't. But then he's seeing it inside the race car. He's just immediately thinking he got hit on purpose or something. But especially with the way they came onto pit road and everything, just yeah, I was just surprised there was a fight after that, because it's like, I was trying to find like on track activity on why they fought, but I'm just like, this is over a pit road deal. Like, what the hell?
I mean, I don't know if you've seen the post from Instagram, but it seems like every time Truex is being interviewed, something fight breaks out. It's funny.
Yeah, that was funny. Truex, like,
yeah, 2017 Vegas, Kyle and Logano were fighting when Truex was getting interviewed. Then 2019 Martinsville, Logano and Hamlin. And then they're interviewing him yesterday, and those two fight.
That was funny because towards the end of the interview, because that was when they just completely cut off the interview and went to the fight.
Yeah.
Truex said they're fighting.
I saw it happen and go, hey, there's my favorite. And then I saw it was at Gregson's car. So I'm like, all right, who's this? And then it all clicked when they showed the pit deal again. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. It was Burton gave Hemrick a fist bump after that. Burton don't like him either. Gregson landed a blow to his face once.
Oh, yeah. Last year.
Yeah.
But anyway, oh, yeah.
As for...
I thought it was mainly a clean race. I mean, except for the Hemrick and Herbst deal and all that. You'd think that Hemrick and Herbst would have been the two.
Yeah. As for the race itself, I kind of wanted Truex to catch Allgaier, but seeing Allgaier pretty emotional after, I think it was a crew member they lost. It was pretty cool to see that, because he's a really nice dude. And yeah, you can razz him because he's been in Xfinity forever, but just giving him his best opportunity to win, because in Cup, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I was happy Gregson was able to battle back for fourth. As for the post-race deal, like with the fight and everything, I don't know. There's not much more Gregson could have done. Like, he was giving an interview to the radio, and Hemrick just came up and started shoving him. So then Gregson, he's not just going to sit there and let a dude shove him. So he started landing blows, and then I think it was one of the crew members, and you know how I love those crew members in the fight, put Hemrick in a headlock, and then Gregson got a blow on him. But yeah, after I was laughing at everything that people were saying about Gregson because they're hating him like they hate Kyle. They're not the same. Like Gregson kind of acts like he's 12 years old sometimes. But what Gregson said in the post-race interview was kind of funny. And then Roxon was leading the whole race in Supercross and he got passed with like 3 to go. So then after that race ended, I saw Hemrick responded to Gregson's post about like the over the top pit road camera. And I kind of just commented on that and was going back and forth with people on Twitter, which is kind of funny.
Oh, Hemrick actually replied to it?
I think so. I got like a bunch of mentions from that tweet.
I have to go. I saw what Gregson's tweet was, but I didn't even
Yeah, he goes, Gregson posted the video. He goes, here's the full video. Penalty if right side tires are out the box. Final pit stop. Judge for yourself. And Hemrick said, the middle finger you gave me out of the window is pretty clear indication to me that you knew exactly what your intent was. Thanks for posting the facts. And then after Roxon lost, I was butthurt anyway. So I figured I'd troll and say, can I post the facts of your NASCAR touring wins? And then I got a bunch of replies. And I just kept going back and forth until I got tired of it. But, it is what it is.
But look at both.
Hemrick seems to think they're even, so hopefully Gregson sees the same way. But yeah, we'll see. The next Xfinity race is Martinsville, so that's going to be a well of the time.
Yeah, you never know how that. Yeah, it's always we always go to Martinsville after a fight. It's funny.
Yeah.
Either that or that's where the first fight of the year happens. But anyway, it's
whether it's over or not, he's gonna when Hemrick's behind him, he's gonna get popped, and I think vice versa.
Right after Eckes got destroyed at Texas by Ben Rhodes, he went to Martinsville, and you saw the end of that. But I just thought it was going to be one of those things because it's not the Cup Series, so these kids are just still immature in a way. But I thought they were just going to sit there all 200 laps and just try to go after each other. But no, it just got stupid at the end, of course, when was it Eckes that actually got Rhodes back?
I don't know if they really got each other back, but Rhodes was bumping people out of the way, trying to get into the final four, and Enfinger, I think, ended up winning. It was just a shit show.
I know Eckes wasn't in the championship, but ironically, Eckes was one of the ones that Ben Rhodes was trying to bump out of the way for that spot. So, I mean, yeah, Martinsville's Martinsville, but in a way, I felt like he just gave him that, like,
yeah, that was painful.
More aggressive bump than anybody else. So
Lassard was leading for KBM, and I think Enfinger just fucking plowed him out of the way with like 2 to go. But
I'm kind of neutral on Enfinger. I like him, but he does stupid stuff too. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I like watching Eckes in the 98.
Yeah. I always forget. I keep forgetting now. I mean, it's been like this for a year now or two, but I'm still trying to get used to the fact that Thor Sport switched to Toyota. I'm always still looking for a Ford.
Yeah. Somebody's like, Johnny Sauter's going to wreck Kyle Busch. And somebody replied to that saying, Sauter has to be in the top 10 for that to happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I think he actually finished like 4th, but yeah, I'm sick of Sauter. Crafton doesn't get me the way Sauter does. I like Truex. Truex complains. Sauter's that same way, and I just don't like him. He's complaining, and he's in the truck series, and he's like old. So
yeah, he's been there how many years? Doesn't know how to move up.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed by Crafton too, but I know what you mean by he's not as bad, but still.
I'm glad they didn't penalize Gregson for the deal.
And they used to be close, which was just weird because like years ago, it seemed like both of their families were close, like the Crafton family and the Busch family.
Yeah.
And now, like all of a sudden, I think it was one race where, it was one of those races where it had to have been the Richmond race, or it was another race. You know how sometimes they'll show Samantha on top of the pit box, like when Kyle's leading, towards the end. And they do that to a lot of other drivers' wives too, but it seems, I've noticed they do it to Samantha more than anybody else because she's the one that gets like all nervous and excited all the time.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
for sure.
the other wives show that much emotion, but That's what I like about Samantha. She's just as much diehard, I think, for it as he is, and as passionate as he and us fans are. But one race, it was one of those races that year too. It was the 16-17 part of the deal, between the year 16 and 17.
When what?
Crafton had made a tweet and said, "Oh my God, if they show her one more time," and like there was a bunch of people emojis, and that was kind of good. And then it carried on to the racetrack too. So I guess Kyle had words with him, like not on Twitter, but had words with him like in person about it or something. And then the next thing you know, Crafton was like trying to race him like more super aggressively, and it was kind of one of those deals. But I don't care for Crafton in that regard, but like you said, he don't get me as much as Sauter does. Sauter just cries about every little thing, and he can't drive. So remember, was it 2019 was the year he like intentionally wrecked somebody at Iowa?
Sauter did, I think, yeah. Austin Hill.
He got parked for the race, and then like for the next race or whatever.
Yeah.
He got suspended. It was Austin Hill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I never really cared for Austin Hill in the 16. I don't know. I feel like part of that's because of money. Like he's good, but I don't know.
He gets lucky. I feel like he reminds me of
glad he didn't catch Kyle this week. He was in second.
He reminds me of Austin Dillon, if you will. Is sometimes some races he's in the right place at the right time and wins. I don't feel like he can go out there and dominate like Kyle does. I don't think he's like.
I'm pretty sure he dominated the race that didn't matter because he got eliminated. Homestead 19 or yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I like. I feel like the guy that was his best season by far. Didn't he have like 4 or 5 wins?
Yeah, to be honest, I think he like blew an engine or something out of his control happened at Phoenix that didn't make him get to the Final Four. But didn't Byron win the Homestead truck race and then after that Phoenix deal? So
yep.
Seems like unless it's Cup, if you get eliminated, you're gonna run good at the championship. Like Gregson got eliminated in Phoenix and he almost won the deal.
That's how it goes. It's like when you make it, you just run like shit.
Yeah. Today Kyle restarted second and the outside lane just didn't get going. Chase was shoving him like his rear wheels were off the ground. He lost like 6 spots and then Kirk got in that wreck. That restart magic he had's fucking over. I can tell you that. Hopefully with the new package next year it's different, but everyone was having problems on the top, and I saw Chase had like some damage on his hood after that, and it kind of laughed because it's like, all right, you made Kyle lose a bunch of spots, at least you're paying the price for it. And then he costed Kyle in that restart, dropped him back to like 9th, out second to 9th, and then he battled back to 4th for the stage. And then it wasn't the stage 2 caution that he got the speeding penalty. He was up in like 3rd, and then Chase blew his engine, and then Kyle got the speeding penalty. So Chase fucked him twice.
Yeah.
Kurt got wrecked ruined my fantasy hopes, and then Truex and Keselowski were both my team. Truex slid up the track and KO'd Keselowski's front, kind of like Smithley and Kyle at Vegas. And Brad's day was ruined, but I got to check where I'm at in fantasy. It was going smooth in stage 1. But I had to put Harvick back in my lineup, and he eked out top 10 right at the end, which was good for my points.
Yeah.
I had Larson. At least when I did my bonus picks, I had Penske and Ford winning, but I had Keselowski winning. So that's the only downside. I chose the wrong Penske driver. I didn't think Blaney could make it a whole race, especially 500 miles.
Yeah.
But on a good note, what's happening this week for us?
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about that for a minute too. What's fresh on our minds? Me and Nick are starting iRacing here soon. I kind of was wanting to do something too, where maybe we can do like an additional thing onto. It hasn't really been in the talks yet, but I was going to bring it up anyway. But don't get your hopes up, people, because something that me and Nick will have to talk over, but I was kind of gonna talk to Nick about doing a kind of like an add-on to this podcast too, where we kind of like somewhat at the end of these podcasts we'll like talk a little bit about our iRacing and stuff, and kind of want to make it. I kind of want to make a channel of some sort of my own too, because I want to broadcast my races too. I just too. So
Yeah, dude,
yeah,
that sounds like a plan.
we're,
I
we're
definitely look
excited
forward to
about that.
talking about it.
We both got everything bought and purchased that we needed. We're just both waiting for our stuff to show up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My computer itself's scheduled to come in like between 5 minutes. Like, I don't know if Amazon delivers on Sunday, but it says out for delivery between 8:15 and 10, and it's 8:10 right now. So
Yeah,
hoping it comes any minute. But the fucking downside is my monitor's not gonna come till Thursday. So at the estimated Thursday, hopefully it comes a little sooner. It's in Chicago right now. But
this is what
it's like having a car with no wheels. It's painful.
like I like Amazon and how they do it, because they're constantly updating their tracking, and if they say it's going to get delivered on a date, that's like the day it gets delivered.
This is the first time I've ordered from Amazon in a while. If it says it's
Yeah,
coming tonight, do you think it
so
will?
you'll get your computer today for sure.
Okay. It says between
Me,
8:15 and 10. Hopefully comes after the podcast. I can't do anything with it, which sucks. But as for my money situation, I might just go all out on everything this week when I get my monitor.
I can tell you what you can do. You could take it out of the box, plug it in, turn it in, and look at how sexy the lights are.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that's happening because I was watching a review about it. Some dude, the dude said his light wasn't working, but he opened it up and he got it to work. I'm not really worried that it's not going to work, but if in that case it doesn't, I know what to do. But yeah, I'm gonna plug it in, make sure it all good. I cleared the spot for it, and I'm just ready to sign up for iRacing, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I got the money ready to like I'm gonna buy everything I want basically right now. Like any track that NASCAR or IndyCar race at, I'm getting the IndyCar, all like Toyota version of truck Xfinity Cup. Probably, I'm not sure. I mean, it's Bristol Dirt weekend, so that's kind of covers my plan of getting the what's it called? The dirt truck, because you have to get a different dirt. You have to get a different truck for the dirt race and the ARCA car. The dirt cars are gonna have to wait. I'm gonna make a split game time decision about getting the late model because that's kind of cool. They got the new one and the older one, and the older one kind of looks like what Kyle raced in the Derby. So I don't know. I'm gonna do a lot of testing before I do any races because I gotta get used to it. You might have to help me adjust my force feedback because I want it to feel like the real life. Like I watched Kyle in the Pro Invitational and he's sawing at the wheel.
yeah.
And then a couple of weeks I'll get a shifter for it, but right now I'm gonna use paddle shifters.
Well, now, and of course, all my packages are coming from different carriers. So
Oh,
yeah, so
you know where your computer's at right now?
I'd have to check because that's getting delivered by Amazon, which is kind of good because I'll
Yeah.
know it says.
Mine came from Oregon.
Okay, so that's why yours getting yours. That's probably where more likely where mine came from too, since they're all from the same seller. But that's why mine's going to take a little bit longer than to get to me, because it's basically going across the United States.
Yeah.
Yours went like a state or two away, probably. But no, yeah. So FedEx, the way they do it is, I don't know if it's like something they're doing now from COVID, or I don't know. It's kind of sad. I just blame COVID on anything anymore. But
Me too.
anyway, FedEx doesn't update their tracking like they used to, and I had tracked my desk, like, because my desk is coming through FedEx, my seat's coming from. My seat hasn't shipped yet, so I don't know. My seat
pain.
April 1st,
Yeah.
but my
Ideally, your desk would come first, so you can set that up.
yeah, and then it said, well, actually, okay, yeah. So I got that, and then the monitor I got off eBay. It's coming from UPS. So, and
Do you know what you know what state the monitor's coming from?
That is a good question, which it'll tell me though, because
Yeah.
it told me before the purchase, but I don't think I looked. But FedEx, I tracked my desk like a day after I bought it, and it said estimated delivery March 21st, which was today, Sunday, March 21st. And I opened it earlier, and it still says Sunday, March 21st, but then it's still saying that the item label got sent to the company or whatever, like it hasn't even technically shipped yet. I'm like, okay, this is weird.
Pain.
Yeah, pain, exactly. All I want is to get the desk though before everything else, so I can set the desk up and then start putting everything in order like I want it.
Yeah, my monitors coming from eBay and FedEx, and that's coming from New York, New Jersey. So computer came right away. The computer's right next to me, and the monitor's across the country, and kind of vice versa with you. I feel like the monitor's close to your place, and the computer's far. But my PC should come either anytime tomorrow or tonight. And right now it's saying Thursday for the monitor, so that's a long wait. But and then I'm gonna get off work at 5 p.m. If it's there, I'm just gonna set it up, and by the time I get all the shit done I need, it'll be like 10 o'clock before I start actually getting into practice and test. And the next day will be Friday. I don't care. I'm gonna spend all night racing, and I'll worry about work in the morning.
Well, and I should have everything that I need this week except for the chair, which obviously doesn't come until April 1st. But like I said, if I get everything set up, I'll use one of my dining room chairs like
Yeah.
until
Do you have
that's
any? Do you have any like rotating chair or just a stationary like wood or something?
like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the chair that goes with our dining room table. It's got like a cushion, like a cushiony like seat, but then like the back and stuff is wood, which I hate because
Yeah.
that's why I couldn't be on the wheel long on Heat 5 because that shit would just start hurting my back and my just all the muscles like that you're getting affected there. So it's just kind of, yeah, I had to go all out and get a fancy seat, a comfortable seat, because I'm not doing like, it's not like I'm doing 5 lap races. I want my races to kind of be longer, like 50 to 100% races I'm looking for. So
Oh yeah, and iRacing, I don't think they go any lower than 25%.
yeah, so it's like I kind of wanted something to be comfortable in for a while.
What's cool is Ryan Vargas, the Xfinity driver, he does a bunch of open lobbies on iRacing, and he always posts like, "Oh, I'm about to run this up at 6. This is the password to get in." So I'll definitely be able to race with him sometime.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. If I ever no, you ever think we'll run into Logano?
I hope not. And if I do, I'm wrecking them.
Yeah. Whoops. Oh shit, my wheel disconnected.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. My internet's fucked up.
yeah, but I'm pissed. They're running the Pro Invitational on Wednesday, and my shit's supposed to be all set up by Thursday night. They're all gonna practice for the dirt race, and they give me a chance to race with them. And then with Thursday, they're not gonna be there. I think the next Pro Invitational might be Dakota. I'm gonna be on that a lot that week. So hopefully
Yeah.
I don't know how much has to do with I rating and safety rating on getting in like those practice lobbies with them, but I
And from
definitely
what I
want to.
heard, Kyle's an easy guy to get in with, is what I heard, because he's constantly on there especially since COVID started. Well, that's when he got his iRacing set up anyway, when they all had it, but he gets on there more than ever now just to get ready for the next race. So I heard he's like pretty easy to get in with if the lobby's not full.
I'm interested to see how he does on the Pro Invitational, because to start he was pretty shitty, and then by North Whisper, the last race before the NASCAR came back, he was running pretty good, and he ran a bunch of like Monday night races and just random stuff, and he's gotten really good at it. So
Yeah, he got second in that one truck race. I think it was at Vegas.
what course are you going to start out with? Because I don't know what your uh investments looking like with the startup, at least the first week or so. tracks
It
and
all
cars.
just depends. It all just depends on what cars come with the subscription. Because I know there's a couple cars that come with it,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of like to start out driving like a late model or a modified on dirt,
Yeah.
kind of like Kyle did at
Yeah.
Bristol.
I'm gonna get everything, do practice in each of them. As for
Yeah.
races, I might start out late model. Maybe if it's just like, I don't know, if we get in a small lobby with some people that we know, we can do some cup races, but trading paints is going to be where I'm going to be a lot of the time. I don't know how it works. Like if it's open lobbies, can you have the trading paints with like the number that the custom number they make, or do you have to do like no number and then like your own custom number?
I think it makes you change numbers. I think.
Like, yeah.
Because I don't know if do you know Travis Browder?
No.
No.
The only is that one of the guys who makes the schemes, or
No, he's one of the one. He's like a diehard Kyle fan too. But he
last night I learned the story about Jason Jacoby.
but he's got
Oh,
oh no, he's had iRacing almost since day one, and he uses trading paints because he gets all Kyle's paint schemes. But I've seen some races of his where he'd be in like the 18,
yeah.
but then there'd be some races where I see like a 018 or a 0018 or just like a number swap, like an 81 or an 810 or whatever. So it's kind of like, yeah, it all just depends. I think kind of. I don't know how that works, but you were saying you learned the story on who?
Jason Jacoby. He was a dude who spent like 30 grand on a sim setup based on credit cards and credit fraud, and he was abusive and a bunch of stories about him. It's a long story, but
Oh, it was on YouTube.
yeah. I'm gonna pause my video for a second. My the tracking on the Amazon says it just got left at the front porch, so I'm gonna go see if it's out there. I'll be right back.
All right.
Keep them busy.
Yep. So just me here for a minute. So I was gonna go ahead and throw out there too that while we're doing these podcasts, we're gonna we've got it on YouTube right now. We try to keep up on the speed of keeping you all up to form, posting the links to these episodes and everything. But sometime I'd like to do a thing, where we could make it a podcast deal where we come on there and jump on live, like on either our Facebook or our Instagram or whatever, just so you guys can ask questions too and answer questions. I can get on my YouTube sometimes and look to see who's watching and who's commenting and stuff, and I'll try to spit back or try to reply. Try to reply to some questions on YouTube. I'm probably not going to be good at that because I don't really get on my YouTube much, but I'd like to do that sometime for y'all, like go live on Facebook or Instagram, and just so you guys can ask questions while we're talking about the podcast live or everything like that. So yeah, that's that. And here's Nick with his brand new iRacing computer.
Shit's huge. I thought it'd be in like some brown box. It's straight out.
Does it weigh? Does it feel like it weighs like 180 or $584?
I don't know, because the fucking sweep set weighs like it's $1,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing's like 30 pounds, I think. I'm pumped. Now I just need one more piece and I can start. My bank account looks nice right now. I got like $1,000, but once the monitor comes and I sign up for iRacing, it's going to go down the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that something that big, I don't want to leave on the porch. So I had to get that when I saw it was here.
Yeah. The thing about that, the only thing I'm worried about though is I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right just because of the fact of where we are at this complex. We're upstairs, so I don't think anybody's gonna be suspicious about it or anything. But The only thing I worry about too is obviously the package. The way the package comes is the computer box, and the computer is pictured on the box. So
This is something pretty cool Amazon does. I didn't realize they take a picture of it at your doorstep.
yeah, yeah, yep. I forgot they do that. So
I don't know if they knocked it or anything. It was just sitting there. Usually my grandparents will open the door and pick it up, but nonetheless, it's here and I'm going to make sure it's all working. Send you some pictures later of that. Now I have to dread through the days without it, without the monitor.
yeah,
Because I've been watching a bunch of videos on just racing, trying to get a feel for it. Kind of bummed I'm not going to be able to use it. I'm kind of bummed Atlanta weekend's over because that would have been a fun track to start learning on tire wear and just
yeah.
sliding around.
That's what I plan on doing too. Like the week, like the day I get mine, I'm just gonna start like the week they're at in real life. That way,
Yeah.
because I actually get into some lobbies with some drivers. So that's
Yeah, that way
cool.
you can get the tracks and not spend a bunch of money at once. You just get whatever track they're at that weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Build your way up.
I'm pretty sure you get Charlotte to start, which is cool, and the roll and everything's included. When you get a track and everything's in there, like you buy Bristol and you get the dirt race too. IndyCar, I know IndyCar has Alabama in iRacing, so I'm gonna get that when the season starts.
Like I wasn't sure how that works. Like I don't know if you have to buy Bristol asphalt or buy Bristol dirt separately and all that. So I'm like, I don't know.
I
So if you
mean,
actually buy Bristol, you get all the versions of Bristol.
that's what I think. I was reading, I was like going through tracks and I clicked on Bristol and it showed the dirt layouts here too. So that's something I'm gonna have to figure out when I start buying stuff, but hopefully it's together.
Yeah.
They can't, I don't know. Yeah, they can do that. They're money hungry, but we'll see. This week, I'm gonna have to look at some videos on how to calibrate my wheel, for, like my exact wheel and iRacing and everything. I was gonna get the Formula One car that came in there. It was like a 2015 McLaren, but I was watching some clips. Everyone says it's like the worst car in the game, so I might just pass on that.
Yeah.
Maybe down the line I'll get it, but if they put F1 in there, then they have everything. Once I'm used to Cup and everything, once I'm used to NASCAR and iRacing and IndyCar, then I'll start thinking about getting dirt like sprint cars and what's it called? The wheel. What is it? What's the other kind of dirt cars?
The modifieds and the late models.
Yeah, modifieds.
I was thinking about modifieds too, just because of the fact I told you about um, uh, Devin and all that on the track. So he started off in a modified. So that's kind of something I've got hopes on too. So um, got to start somewhere though. All I know is I'll be happy no matter where I start, just as long as I'm doing it. So
Yeah, if you if you'll have some late nights and be on it like this time during the week, I'm gonna be testing. So join my test session.
oh, I will. We're gonna be
Like
there a lot.
Daytona and Dega, we got to draft together. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how to set up a race car at all. So
And me and you should try to find a league to run in, like because I know I've had people tell me they also go by like a rookie. They have like a bunch of rookie leagues and starter leagues and stuff, and then you'll work your way up to the big boy leagues. But I mean, since we're both starting like around the same time, we should try to hop in a league together.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
anytime. I mean, the tough part is everyone's on the East Coast, and to them it's like 8 o'clock, which might be all right for racing. But I get off at 5, and anything after 5 o'clock, I pretty much work 9 to 5 every day. So anything after 5, I can race in every day. As for my days off, it's usually just Sunday, but Cup races are on Sunday, so I don't know if they have the league race during the Cup race. It's like a
Like they
Darlington night.
just say if there was like a 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock race here or whatever, it'd be like 6 or 7 your time.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good deal.
But we'll have to keep an eye on that, man.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I don't want to test all the time. I want to race.
yeah, yeah.
And in Supercross and F1, I'm good at grading. I'm great at getting solid finishes, but I don't always win. I want wins, so I gotta figure out what to do to make myself fast. As for like I rating, I'm not really gonna care about the I rating. I want to keep my safety rating up because I want to be clean. I can't judge if someone wrecks in front of me or takes me out, but yeah.
But anyway, that has been a recap on the Atlanta week. There's a lot of good things that happened this week and that are going to happen this week. So Kyle's looking better. Kyle's had his best weekend in 2021 so far. So hopefully it only gets better from here on out. We can only hope. But that's been a recap on Atlanta. If Nick wants to go ahead and close this out, I'm going to let him.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks y'all for watching, supporting. Not the biggest following, but we have fun nonetheless talking to each other and recapping the weekend. It's definitely nice to get each other's takes and everything, especially when our drivers collide. But yeah, week 6, pretty solid. First in the truck race, 5th in the cup race, and I don't know what it was. Exciting show in the dirt race. So thanks y'all for watching. Next week's Bristol, the dirt race. Who knows what happens? Who knows when the podcast will be up, depending on rain. We'll definitely be in iRacing by then, which will be great. And thank you all for the support. Catch you next week. Hopefully some more victories.
And I promise, Nick, that I will not back into you on pit road. And if I do,
you'll flip me off.
Don't come swinging at me.
If you do, you'll flip me off.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and you would flip me off. So
yeah, you'll say something about or I'll say something about how his career's not so, or he must be mad because of how his career's gone without his wins. But then I'm in the same boat with iRacing. So yeah. See you next week, everyone. Bristol.
Yeah.